When news broke that 19-year-old British teen Jay Slater had been found dead in a remote Tenerife ravine, the heartbreak rippled far beyond his home community in Lancashire. For weeks, his family clung to the desperate hope that Jay might be found alive, even as the grueling search effort stretched into its fourth week. But when his body was finally discovered by mountain rescue teams, reality set in with devastating clarity. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Now, Jay's grieving relatives believe he was killed instantly after a horror fall on the treacherous terrain of the Masca Gorge. They are speaking out not only about their private agony, but also about the painstaking process of repatriating his body back to Britain, a final homecoming they feel will allow them to begin mourning properly. A final journey that ended too soon. Jay's last known movements have been pieced together in fragments. A night out with friends in Playa de las Americas, a lift back to a remote Airbnb in the mountains, and a solitary trek down a rugged path in hopes of returning to his holiday apartment. The terrain was unforgiving: loose stones, steep drops, and sudden cliffs cloaked in dense shrubbery. Investigators have suggested that Jay may have slipped, tumbling down a sheer ravine that has claimed lives before. For his family, the grim thought of their cheeky, adventurous lad losing his footing and plunging to his death is unbearable. Yet they cling to one small mercy, that he never suffered for long. From what we've been told, Jay would have died instantly in the fall, a close relative revealed. It breaks our hearts, but at least he didn't linger in pain. That's the only comfort we can take from this nightmare. The pain of waiting. Even as this theory offers a sliver of consolation, the family has been forced to endure further torment in the form of bureaucratic delays. Spanish authorities conducted a post-mortem examination, confirming multiple traumatic injuries consistent with a fall, but the official paperwork required for release of his remains has taken time. Every day feels like another punch in the gut, Jay's mother, Debbie, reportedly told friends. We just want to bring our boy home. Until we do, none of us can rest. Funeral plans remain on hold as the family waits for authorization to repatriate his body. They have been told this could happen within the next week, provided no additional complications arise. Until then, Jay's loved ones are caught in a cruel limbo, knowing where he is, but unable to carry him home. Messages of support. The tragedy has touched thousands of strangers who followed the search online. Candlelit vigils were held in Jay's hometown, while an online fundraising page to assist with repatriation costs has surpassed expectations. Messages continue to pour in. Your boy touched so many hearts. We're all grieving with you. I can't imagine your pain, but I hope knowing the whole country is behind you brings strength. He's gone too soon, but his smile will never be forgotten. For the Slater family, the outpouring of support has been both overwhelming and grounding. It feels like Jay belonged to everyone, his cousin Katie shared. He was larger than life. Seeing how many people cared, it's incredible, even in the darkest of times. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel. A Mother's Grief. Debbie Slater has become the face of resilience in the midst of unthinkable sorrow. Her appeal to the public during the search was raw and heartfelt. She begged locals to keep looking, urged the authorities to continue their efforts, and prayed aloud for her son's safe return. Now, with those hopes extinguished, her grief has transformed into a different kind of strength. I need to get Jay back, she said quietly to reporters. That's all that matters now. Once he's home, I can hold his hand again. I can say goodbye properly. Until then, my heart won't rest. The Tenerife Challenge. The Masca Gorge, where Jay's body was found, is notorious for its dangers. Often described as breathtakingly beautiful but perilously steep, the gorge is a magnet for hikers seeking adventure, but it has also been the scene of countless accidents. Locals say the terrain is so unpredictable that even experienced climbers must tread with extreme caution. Rescue workers admitted that Jay's fall was so deep and hidden by rock outcrops that it was a miracle they located him at all. One rescuer described the search as like finding a needle in a haystack, but at the bottom of a mountain. The discovery brought closure to weeks of uncertainty, but for Jay's family, closure is far from healing. Remembering Jay. Friends describe Jay as the life of the party, a teenager who loved football, music, and laughter. His energy was contagious, his mischief legendary, and his kindness deeply felt by those around him. He had a smile that could light up a room, one school friend shared. You couldn't stay mad at him. He'd crack a joke or pull a face and suddenly you were laughing. To his family, Jay was more than a vibrant teen. He was their anchor, their joy, and their future. He had so many dreams, Debbie whispered. He wanted to travel, to build a career, to maybe settle down one day. All of that has been stolen, just like that. The long road to healing. Once Jay's body is repatriated, the family plans a private funeral service in Lancashire, followed by a public memorial where the community can pay their respect. Counselors and clergy have been offering support, but relatives admit the road ahead feels endless. Grief doesn't follow a timetable, Jay's uncle explained. We'll carry this loss forever. But at least when he's back home, we can start learning how to live with it. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel. A warning for others. In their grief, Jay's family also hopes his story can serve as a cautionary tale. They are urging young travelers to exercise extreme care in unfamiliar places, particularly when alcohol, exhaustion, or isolation are involved. If even one person stops and thinks twice before walking into dangerous terrain, then Jay's death won't have been completely in vain, Debbie said. We want no other family to suffer like this. A nation mourns. The tragedy has resonated across the UK, where missing person cases abroad often ignite both media frenzy and public empathy. Jay's story, his youth, his bright future, his ordinary holiday turned nightmare, struck a chord with people who saw their own sons, brothers, or friends in him. Tributes continue to pour in across social media, with hashtags like #JusticeForJay and #BringJayHome trending in the days following the announcement of his death. The sense of collective mourning underscores how one young man's fate has touched millions. A final resting place. As the family prepares to repatriate Jay's body, they are also considering how best to honor his memory long-term. Ideas range from a community football tournament in his name to a charity fund supporting search and rescue operations abroad. Jay loved people, and he loved life, his cousin said. If we can channel our pain into something positive, that would be the best tribute to him. For now, though, their focus remains on the immediate task, bringing Jay home. It's all we can think about, Debbie confessed. Until he's back where he belongs, we're stuck in this nightmare. Conclusion: love beyond the fall. The story of Jay Slater is one of youthful adventure cut brutally short, but also of a family's unbreakable love. They believe he died instantly, spared prolonged suffering, but the weight of his absence will linger forever. In the coming days, Jay will finally return to the UK, carried not only in the arms of his grieving relatives, but also in the hearts of a nation that mourned alongside them. His fall may have silenced his laughter, but his memory lives on, bright, mischievous, and unforgettable. As his family said through tears, Jay's journey ended in Tenerife, but his story doesn't end there. He'll always be with us every step of the way. Subscribe the channel to get such videos.